Recording.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. Cool. All right, cool. All right. Well, we don't even need to cut that out. Hi. Yeah, look at me. I'm the one that's streaming today. The DM is streaming. Oh no. Hi everybody. Welcome to Materia D&D, where we play D&D our way, and we are on session 143 of this campaign. Uh, Dragnar will not be joining us today because he had stuff come up in real life. It happens. Hope everything will be okay. But beyond that, yeah, we continue our story where the Crass Menagerie, our heroes and individuals that the camera guy, what's his name? Was it Phil, the camera guy? Phil
Oh,
Paul, yeah, follows through this story. But no, seriously. The Crass Menagerie are within Whitlaw, the metropolis capital of Cled. Uh, I'll go ahead and switch to the Whitlaw map. Hi, Whitlaw. You can see it's massive. Um, and they are requested by uh, Afuma, who is the master, the head of the unveilers in this area, to assist far to the west, 10 or so days by standard travel to the borders of the nation of Kled and the territory known as the Open Plains, uh, where they have uh, joint ventures and partners in the Heralds of Exploration and the College of Fascinations, um, across multiple dig sites, going through uh, ruins and points of interest that are peppered across the open plains, as there are untold lost relics, arcane instruments, mage towers, who knows what else could be out there, since the more than 1,000 years ago start to the Black War, which, again, if history serves correctly, was when, uh, you know, rampant escalation in magic and arcane discoveries and such were made. Uh, but this being said, because of continuous raids by uh, the inhabitants of the open plains, it's been deemed too dangerous to continue their work, and they have already started bringing back relics and objects of interest and some of their findings and studies. But the Menagerie are a proven group that would be a huge boon in ensuring the safety of not only the uh, those relics in question, those pieces of history, but also, more importantly, well, depending on who you talk to, the lives that are of the explorers and the researchers. Um, Interestingly enough, the Menagerie is on board with this. However, they um, through discussions they brought up means of getting over to the west, and based on old blueprints of well, I guess blueprints is too strong of a word, but old rumors and old accounts within Whitlaw, excuse me, there seems to be evidence that there was a functioning teleportation circle at some point, uh, though forgotten in location and even who constructed it or who was responsible for it. As truthfully, in Whitlaw, there is no mage quarter or mage district or something like that. The closest thing that you have to it is possibly the Lyceum district, where it focuses on education and acceptable magics. Um, so the Menagerie, getting a little bit of a lead, have met up with a essentially a mercenary for hire uh, that comes from the same region that Karos does, Zahid, and that individual is working with two of the root guard, which are specialized uh, guards of Whitlaw that tend to the aquifers, cisterns, and sewage systems because it is such a large city that has many points of entry. And through it, they met up with these individuals in the Kneeling District and have been underground navigating the old remnants of old Whitlaw, essentially, as Whitlaw over the hundreds of years has built up upon itself. And some of it has just become forgotten and, well, yeah, built up upon. And now they are finding themselves weaving and navigating and twisting through, there it is, uh, forgotten portions of Whitlaw. And as they do this, they came across some markings within a large underground portion of the city, and it seemed to be a system of denoting direction and paths to travel and dead ends. Working together, they did their best to follow the symbols, and the long and the short of it, they found a path to take. They found that this path had inhabitants living within this portion of the city, who they're not entirely sure, but they did come across a sizable camp with tents, workbenches, evidence of food and fire. And continuing through, they got to another portion where the architecture, or sorry, where it opened up to a outside garden that has been forgotten, that Whitlaw had built up around it. And in this, small space, there's half a dozen trees, but all these types of shrubs and flowers and bushes and just natural life growing. But around it, it's all boxed in by buildings. Uh, and the most interesting denotion of that is that they found that the trees have like paint on them that are to like emulate almost like the night sky. Pressing forward as Davis found a place, another exit from this garden, and another marking, the group split up with Dregnar, Zahid, and the two Root Guard, following what they hope are the trails of individuals, and the rest of the menagerie, heading down a spiraling staircase where the architecture became, while it is underground, became less. It became more purposeful. Like it was actually meant to be solid structure, or meant to be possibly even underground. And they came across a large door that with the hallway continuing past it. But the door did spark their interest, and with Hans's help, they unlocked the door and a blue pulse trickled through the room. And as the room opened, wind escaped, and this 60-foot, what is it? Yeah, I said it was 60 foot across. Yeah. So, um, what is it? 30-foot diameter room. No, sorry, 30-foot radius room.
60-foot diameter.
Diameter. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, cylinder kind of room. They believe they stumbled across possibly this teleportation circle where the winds continued to buffet them seemingly from nowhere until Al was stricken down, bleeding out, and the menagerie sprung into action with a creative use of conjuring water and my forgetting of mechanics slightly, but it was used 5th level spell. Uh, Technically, Kara still should have done all of his attacks at disadvantage because the thing is still invisible. Rock revealed the invisible wind creature, which turned out to be a very specially augmented uh, guardian of the circle. And Karos, when being able to put his eyes onto it, quickly dispatched of it. And that's where we pick up with the menagerie being drenched in magical rain. What map did we? Oh, we did it on the Whitlaw map, right? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, with the magic being drenched in magical rain as it starts to subside, Karos floating up above, slowly falling back to the ground as his psi-empowered leap is coming to an end. The invisible cloud-like entity dispersing. Al's eyes still bloodshot, and some blood coming out of his mouth from the experience Karos radiating this new type of, not Karos, Sej radiating this new type of presence and aura as he invoked his bead, I think for the first time, one of his prayer beads.
Yeah, that bead specifically, yeah.
Yeah. And we pick up with Karos as the thing disperses. Anything you wish to do, Mr. Karos? Like immediately. It's not like combat order. It's just like you got
Right.
the.
I'm gonna say, everyone be ready in case any more of them show up. I don't remember where everyone was standing, but I'll point back to. I'll just kind of say, I have no idea if it has anything to do with anything, but I'll point out the coin shape, the coin-sized holes in the back there.
I think there was like 5 of them. Like one immediately parallel or immediately across from the doors, and then spaced out, like almost half circle around. Yeah.
And the door is still closed?
The door slammed shut. The moment Al was stricken by the invisible stalker, the moment the door shut, just like slammed it, it ran through him.
You say be careful in case any more of those show up. Where did that one show up from? What happened?
What's the ceiling look like again?
Is it? Yeah. So I would say
rounded?
real quick. Yeah. Rock and Karos, go ahead and give me intelligence checks. For the sake of this, they can be investigation, so you can use your proficiency bonus if you have it. So go ahead and roll me investigation and or.
I got water in my eye.
Yeah. Whenever you can, Rock. Looking up above, so.
Yeah, I got a 32.
32. Okay, this is gonna be the very opposite ends of the spectrum.
That's basically what Cars got.
Yeah. So,
same.
Yeah, same. Same old. All right, I'm supposed to do like full screen or something, aren't I? There we go. That's my bad. Sorry, stream. So Rock, Karos, as you kind of look up and the rain, the cloud, that immediate conjuration of water starts to dissipate. I mean, it's obvious what you're looking up at. It's a cylindrical room, 60 foot in diameter, and it probably goes about 60 feet. And you guys the way you can think about it is you almost like walked down as it kept the pathway kept switching back on itself. You basically corkscrewed down to here. And you see the damaged sides. There's a few little damaged areas within this tunnel. I guess it's tube, I should say, not tunnel. Excuse me. Rock, as you're kind of like taking it in, as you're seeing what happened, you're kind of on alert, ready to conjure magics as need be. You take in the area, and there's little details that I think that were missed initially when coming in, and with the excitement of finding the circle. While the room is a cylinder, and there are you see those like coin-sized holes at the base of the wall. You look up and you'd see like these are very elegantly placed and cut, almost, we'll say like almost marble stones that make their way up. However, the where you would like almost imagine to be finding like grout or some sort of material to help kind of stick the stones together, because you're pressed up against it, you see that it's actually like almost like a metal filament, a very dark kind of metal filament that's spacing out the whole area. And you recall that blue trickle of energy as the door unlocked. And you see that you do see like there's like little pathways for the that blue energy to take. and it would have trickled beyond the wall, and it looks like it was a trigger to awaken whatever was here. And from what little you understand of teleportation circles, but from what you can implicitly put together because of your intelligence, they need to be protected. They need to be guarded because they are essentially backdoors into any location. If someone were to figure out the symbol associated, the sigil associated with a teleportation circle, they can get in very easily. So you do see that there is protective warding and such around. And that was the reason for the heavy door, and if someone were to find this place. But it's interesting because you would think about it as if like someone were to come in and use the circle unwillingly. This seemed to be like an alteration and something that was set into place to almost like guard the circle rather than preventing like unwanted people to come in. And that as you're kind of running your finger down that metal filament that makes up the little cracks between all the little stones, it's cold. Like it's unnaturally cold, and having an understanding of like weaving magic, it almost like dampens magic in a sense. So this room was altered in a way when the circle was put out of commission to set up basically like a trap, if that makes sense.
Does it look like it can re-trigger?
With a 32, the triggering is the door. The individuals that created this, the individual or individuals that created this, assumed that whatever they put in place would be able to deal with anyone that would want to utilize this circle. As you're looking around, I mean, maybe it could be triggered again, but right now what you know is that the door is the trigger.
Okay, I'll pass that information on to everybody.
And I'll say that because of the 32 investigation, you pick up that the damage above you guys that starts about 30 feet or so, where there's missing blocks and it's kind of crumbling, it came from the other side of the wall. So it was not done by something inside of here. It came by something breaching the wall and stumbling upon this place. But I will also tell you that a invisible stalker would not, just by looking at the anatomy of this thing, it would have not been able to do it itself. So it's a separate thing.
Interesting.
So
Everybody okay?
yeah,
I need a
Oh, you're
minute.
not still dying, are you?
I'm fine.
When he hears that the teleportation circle is potentially out of commission, he goes down to one knee. He's just like, "Really? What? What?" And he's just kind of heartbroken.
and do we have to worry about anything else, or is that it?
Davis, you can give me a perception check if you want.
Sure. 11.
11. Okay. Immediately in the space, like they pointed out the circles. You're like focusing on those little, the little holes, circular holes. Lord, I cannot speak right now. At the base of the marble-like stones. Nothing's coming out. No gas. Nothing visible. There
Did you
hasn't been.
say? Well, what? So the thing that we, defeated, is anything left of it?
No,
Like, is
but
it
you
it kind of
essentially,
dissipated?
yeah, you were able to make out its form due to the rain
It's
kind of
going.
silhouetting it, and then you just kind of saw it just dissipate.
Got it. Yeah, Davis is just kind of like nervously looking around.
All right.
Well, how do we get out of here now?
Well, we messaged the
Oh, yeah,
lord
that's right.
and let him know that about the handle, but
Yeah, but they have as you mentioned that too. Oh, did you do it over telepathic bond, right?
We did.
yeah,
Got it. Yeah. I was trying to remember how we were messaging. That's right. Very well. You'll
I
hear
guess
over the.
there's no way out.
There is a way out. It's just like, what's the dangers of going that way? I mean, we've seen Alkin just punch right through that door, right, buddy?
Eh,
Okay, yeah, maybe not this time.
Rock, go ahead and give me a Arcana check. That's something I forgot to ask you to do. I guess Al, you can too, because you have pseudo proficiency in Arcana. Because of Jack of all
what's pseudo
trades.
proficiency?
29.
Okay.
Not 2023.
Jesus. Okay. Cool. Well, you guys are gonna figure out what this. Um, so that metal that they're using, that's kind of like spider veined through the stones and the grout, and it as he's bringing that to your attention, Al, you see that it is part of the circle. Like they did bring it down. So whatever that metal is doing, it does have an influence on the functionality of the circle. While you don't, with a natural 20, 23, you can pull that based on what Rock finds out, and this is what Rock finds out. Like Rock, you understand that there's different materials in the world, um, and they have different interactions with either different entity. You found it in like your book while you're kind of studying it. The different materials might have different reactions with different entities from different origin points, origin sources. To use like a modern day one, it's like how do you stop a demon? You put salt, or you can put up like a barrier with salt or something. There were materials used in that were how is it that were heavily utilized in the times of the Black War, and uh, one was simply just kind of referred to as cold metal or cold iron, uh, and it also has a kind of a name less commonly used, but it's like Mage's Bane, and it's a dark metal that has a almost metallic blue, metallic purple hint to it. And as you're looking at what you can see with the light that's provided in here, it it is inlaid in this entire area, and it basically it's there to dampen or hinder magic, and it is essentially made it so that this teleportation circle does not function. But Al, because you rolled a natural 20, you're going to save yourselves a lot of time here.
Oh.
However you wish to roleplay it out, but when this information comes to you, investigating the circle just a little bit, very cautiously, almost like you avoid the middle. I kind of picture you like avoiding the middle while Karos, Rock, Davis, and Sej are still on guard. You feel the warmth of his aura kind of basking through this room. Um, while that metal has made its way very meticulously into the etchings and carvings of the circle is a fake. It's not a teleportation circle. This was a decoy.
Damn. I'll share that. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it's a lot of ceremony and defense for. I guess that's what decoys are for, huh?
Circle was useless.
So is it just not real? What?
Yeah, it just vaguely looks like a circle. It's got like some basic symbols, but then they don't really mean anything. Even if it's supposed to be a code, this is even less meaningful than that.
So do we even
Broken.
know if there's a real one, or could it just be?
I mean, it's closed. It at least like impersonates one, but
No, I
still,
mean like.
no, I mean, I feel like there's at least the knowledge. It feels like
I
they would be
see.
protecting something at least. That'd be
I mean, maybe they just put a river out there to try and entice people in and murder and rob them. Who knows? You know.
possible. It's a lot of
It's
lot of
like,
effort, but be
Well, maybe the real one could be close by.
if there is one.
I don't know how many more decoys there would be.
That's a terrifying thought, Al.
It's. I don't think we can identify him until we get up close to him. At least not to this degree.
You were quick on this one. I trust you.
Davis will hop onto the bond and tell him, like, yeah, it's a fake. This is all for nothing. It's just fake. But still be careful when you come.
It's a
Says
okay.
she's gonna look visibly deflated and start like pushing on the walls, looking for any fake walls.
Like, I said, like.
Okay.
I think somebody already done that, but
Understood. So you just kind of go around the wall, kind of pushing, up against
pushing
it.
bricks if there are bricks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. When you get like up close to it and the stone, you do feel that little like the last moments of the because your aura lasts 1 minute, right? Power circle of
Yeah.
power. Yeah. You feel
Yeah.
the impact of the magic of the bead almost getting like sponged away by the wall. And you see that that metal inlays just kind of almost shimmer as it's like siphoning away the dampening your magic and siphoning it away to some extent. But so far, you can give me it would be investigation if you want to try to find like a secret brick or a false wall or something like that, Sesh.
Sure. Ooh, 10 flat.
Just let me know what your total is whenever.
10 flat.
10 flat. There's nothing. You go against the wall looking. The only entryways that you can see hidden or not hidden, exposed, is the door. The 5 little coin-sized holes across the way from the door. And then the 3 or so broken sections of wall about 30 feet above. That rock pointed out, it looks like something punched through the wall from the outside into here. Or dug way through. Like it's crumbled inward, not out.
I guess that would be our exit. Up there? This is... I didn't find anything, by the way.
Seems safer than a door. It's got my vote.
By the way, my sanctuary is also a minute, and they came up sequentially in combat, so they're both down.
Okay. Gotcha.
I don't feel as good as I used to. When Rock figured out the cold iron, the Mage's Bane, did he share that with the group?
I believe he did. If I remember correctly, he said he shares with everybody.
Cool.
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Then I would just kind of echo, like, if we find another similar room and this stuff is in the walls, we can we can probably disregard that room. And he's going to be not investigating as much as Sej is, but kind of running his fingers along the wall to see. It's basically all sides.
Yeah, so it looks like whoever set this up, again, to kind of paint the picture, is like you're in this this cylindrical room has held up extremely well, and as well as the corridors that lead to it. It's a different type of stone, and the best the. Hmm? Can you hear me?
You're good.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
get kind of far away, but you're back.
Yeah,
Okay.
your mic is really far in there.
Sorry about that. Yeah. So the cylindrical room and the switchbacks hallways that led up to this place, including the hallway that goes further down, is is in much better standing order than anything else that you walk through down here. Um, it's almost it was purposely put here, and the the metal and the workings that were put into here seemed to be purposeful, like it was meticulously done. So yeah, I mean, finding the stone could, by all means, or finding the metal work could possibly indicate another trap. But yeah, you're definitely in a in a place that is meant to be what it is. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Was it initially a trap? You don't know,
Right.
but
Once I see like everybody's kind of doing their own like investigation or doing whatever, and I know that Al's feeling a little beat up. I'm gonna take the time to angrily resign myself to start giving a pep talk, and I'll do a respect for the next 10 minutes.
okay.
Because I feel that's probably at least how long it's going to take for the others to come get back with us, based on how long we're separated. So, I'll kind of just angrily hit my glaive on the ground. But guys, we're gonna shrug this off, and we're gonna find the real thing if it even exists, right? And we're just gonna get back out there and see what we can do. And if we don't find it, we don't find it. But we're gonna put our best foot forward, and just kind of keep going for a little while. Raise everybody's spirits.
Yeah.
So we can hopefully take a short rest if the DM says so.
Yeah. What is everyone else doing in the 10 minutes as Davis kind of accelerates your short rest?
I'm just kind of talking at Al like, it's so weird. This stuff that the room is built out of, it's in some kind of like ruin of a city. It's not cheap material. Feels deliberate. It doesn't make sense.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, it's a lot of effort. It can't just be a decoy, but it's a lot of effort to turn into a decoy too. Oh man.
Maybe they're trying to trap somebody in specific, and maybe we just fell into it on accident.
I pointed the ceiling. If whatever they're fighting can do that, I you know what? I see why they would go to such lengths.
Well, maybe they did catch him, and that's where they left. That seems more probable by the second.
Let's do this way. Is anyone to kind of help you guys along? Anyone
You said
proficient? Go ahead.
you said the teleportation circle that isn't a teleportation circle bigger than one would normally be.
No.
I thought you were saying.
The room is much bigger than a typical teleportation circle would be, but the center of it that was meant to look like a teleportation, it looks like they went through some good efforts to mock up this. And it was either. It's kind of hard to tell. It was either it was at one point a functioning well, it's meant to look like a functioning teleportation circle. If you guys didn't roll so well, this could have been like this was never this room specifically was never a functioning teleportation circle.
Okay.
It was designed to, well, trick, basically. I was gonna say if anyone is proficient in history, as you guys are having these discussions, something might come up, or maybe an idea, a thought, but I don't know who is.
Does Jagnar count?
If you're sharing over the bond, let's say no. Yeah, yeah. Let's say no. No, Dragnar.
I got it. 18.
18. Okay. I mean, all of you. So we got a 14, a 17, and an 18. It's not. Carl's having, being more of like the intellectuals, like pick up information kind of guy, the Sherlock Holmes style. Al, just you're venturing through and hearing rumors and stories and tales and kind of categorizing them. Yeah, Sherlock Holmes. The li- listening to all the little tales, even if they are folklore or myth, they still have some purpose. And then Rock, just your connection with your book and your studies, and trying to understand how you pull on your magics. Um, there's kind of a common theme that comes from the 1,000 years ago that helped kind of push the fear of people that had access to greater magics, and people would want to seek out these people to, as you kind of said earlier through your group discussion, to kill and loot and take their secrets. And in a way, a lot of these practitioners of magics had to come up with creative ways of protecting themselves, diverting attention from themselves, or they just were, on the flip side, they had a power trip and they knew they could kill people and get away with it, kind of thing. It's one little shanty that, or not shanty, like little story or tale that Al might like recall is like the it's the Wizard of the 11 Towers. It kind of goes along where you never know what tower is actually his home because he jumps around 11 of them. But again, it's just meant to be like a story, and just kind of saying how being needlessly complicated isn't worth it. But for someone like that, it was. So.
Wizards are dicks. We should kill all of them.
No, not so hasty now. Jeez.
I turn to Rock, like, wait, what?
I'm not very skilled at sarcasm, but that almost sounded like you had no sarcasm there.
No. When I... Okay. Is there anything I can... Being that, Rock is magical and whatever, is there something that I could follow or any logic that I would... Like, okay, so if regularly decoys were a thing, that would help lead to the actual teleportation room if there is one?
Sure. Trying to think what clues you guys have seen already. You've seen the markings. You've seen this room. You've
the
seen
mechanism on the door. I don't know what that makes a difference.
the what on the door? Sorry.
The mechanism with like the levers.
Yeah, the mechanism on
the
the door. Um, trying to think like how would Rock derive a little bit of.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty generic ass there, so I can think about it a little more, I'm sure.
I will say the main things that stand out, and I'll leave them to you to try to piece it together, is this place, because of the architecture and the stonework and the hallway that leads to it, and the hallway that still continues past this door as well. I must mention there is more different material than anything else that was in the Undercity. Let's call it, right. Um, that's one.
Okay, so like the hallway we haven't been to down that way is the same kind of material
From what you
as
could
the
tell,
one
yeah,
we're
it
in?
was. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so yeah, we definitely should continue down that way. Are we waiting for the rest of the group to catch up to us?
I would say, from mechanically speaking, real quick, yes, the group is catching up. You guys get your short rest, so you guys can take the benefit of
Yep.
a short rest. And Davis has said he can give out 10 hit dice for y'all to use to heal as needed or recoup. If you give
Everything's
any of
probably
them, just real quick, if you give any of them to Karos, Karos needs to flip the coin to see if he gets them back because of his
all right.
Baleful Claw.
The baleful.
Yeah.
So I'm using 0. It sounds like Sveja's using 0. I don't know
Okay.
about the other.
Yeah,
I
I'm
am.
full health. I lucky.
Oh, Al, you drop your exhaustion as well. Because
Oh,
you're
I
the only
drop it.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
respite.
respite gives you 1.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Isn't I'm doing
recover
it.
my 5th level slot.
Also,
Okay,
Al, you've been
Oh,
Al, you've been
nice.
checking and not subtracting 2 from your rolls. I bet.
I know. When I looked at my HP just now, I was like, oh, what was our custom rule? I'm about to ask that, and then you're like, oh, it's gone. I'm like,
It's -2.
It's okay. No stress. It's not too critical.
yeah, I'm allowed up to 6,
5.
so I can like 5th level. Yeah, so
You can get a 5 and a 1 back then, or whatever.
I don't have a 1 gone, so
Okay, got it. Gotcha,
between
gotcha.
the 5 and the.
Okay,
And I'm not good at all, so don't worry about dice on me.
gotcha.
I used 2 hit dice during the fight.
Okay.
I'm at 120.
Hey Adam, would you mind refreshing your roll?
My
Really refresh roll 20. You can just go into the settings and reconnect to video. So if you go under settings, audio and video, and just click the reconnect button, it should fix it. Because Rock's video didn't come back.
Yeah, my video's not showing up on the stream. That's all.
okay. Now it's just showing me. I don't see Rock yet.
Maybe you do need to refresh them.
Okay, is that gonna mess up the?
No, it won't mess with it.
Okay. Refreshing. While you guys figure out hit die. Right now, so real quick, so Cars, right now with the Baleful Claw, that's what you're gonna ask. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. It's only right now we're playing. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that, and what was the? It's the muster. It lets you potentially recover hit dice, or it just lets you use.
Muster is the double proficiency.
So his respite. So what happens when a warlord does respite? It drops the short rest down to 10 minutes. It clears 1 level of exhaustion for anyone that participates in the respite at the end of the short rest. And he can divvy out more hit die that you have expended. So because his moment of courage consumes your hit die, it's a way to kind of give them back in a sense, once per. Because he can only do 1 respite and per long rest. So, but like for you right now, we got to see how it is with the Baleful Claw, and I kind of hope that you'll start like spamming it a little bit more, so we can kind of get a good balance feel on it. Right now, the rule is the hit die that you specifically use. You have to like basically roll, and it's a 50-50 if you get it back. 1, 2, 3. If it's a D6, 1, 2, 3, you don't get it back. 4, 5, 6, you get it back.
D1000 and
whatever. Flip a coin. Yeah, you know. But it could be that if it's too powerful of an effect, because it is, you know, like hit die are not used too regularly. It might just be that if you use it, that maybe all your hit die are 50-50, and the more you use the weapon, it goes down. Maybe, you know, it's like a 10%. Maybe it's like, you know, a 10%, then it goes 20%, then a 30, the 40, the 50% to not regain them. I don't know. We got to figure that out. But right now, since he used 2 charges, at least 2 of those hit die is a chance to get back.
So would you prefer it just as a mechanic, a roll per hit die, or 1 roll for the whole shebang?
Per hit die. Yeah, it's per hit die. Yeah. So it would be like you basically flip 2 coins, and if you get 2 heads, you get both hit die back. If you get a heads and a tail, you get 1. If you get tail, you get none. kind of thing.
Okay.
Again, minorly punishing, but if you spam the hell out of this thing and then you start not getting hit die back, it could actually,
Yep.
it might be more difficult to use than we think. So there's that. I guess, Davis, you can switch your command style because you completed
Right,
a
that's
respite.
actually the other reason. One of the other reasons I was going to do it. Thank you for the reminder.
Yes. Sej gets his channel divinities back. I think. Yeah, gets his channel divinity back if he used it. So it is. Yes. Take your short rest. Divvy up your HP. It is very well and possible that not all the hit dice are going to be given out because he's giving out 10 at this point. So.
And how? And just out of curiosity, in regard to his mechanic, so let's say collectively there was 12 hit die missing from the group, and he's like, "Oh, Karos, I'll give you 2," and I fail. Would that burn his charge, or would you allow him to?
No, that would burn the charge. Yeah, because it's your item that is burning the charge.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Now, one discussion is to be like, let's say right now the situation is only like, let's say out of the 10, only 2 are used, so you have 8, and then you start flipping coins, and you fail to get them.
Yep.
Can he give you another 2?
Right.
Could he give you another 2? Could he give you another? Maybe, but like
if I was the only one that was missing hit
Right.
die.
Yeah, which I haven't considered that until just now.
Right. No, that's good.
So
yeah,
I don't.
It is interesting just because I'm drawing parallels with the item versus. So the first thing that comes to mind is like flame blade or flaming whatever, just whatever thing. That's 2d6, but nobody really has all the magic items are pretty hand tweaked, so comparing that to what everybody has isn't necessarily
I get you.
an
But
accurate comparison either. So
yeah, and it is also just to consider like a slightly different style of magic, right? It's a cost. It costs you a hit die to get that magic effect, kind of thing. I saw Marb back for a second, Sej. Don't do that to us.
Sorry, I was clicking buttons.
No, you're good. I was just like I didn't see. I thought like Nico actually joined in for a second. I was like, what?
Yeah, no, I saw Marb's name and clicked instinctively.
Okay. It's okay.
It's okay. Well, regardless, I'm gonna use 2 hit dice just to try to top myself off here.
Wait, how did you talk as Calusor but not change your picture? I'm so confused.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not changing my picture. That's weird.
Yeah, whatever.
2d8 plus 4.
Wait, are you? How many hit die are you?
I'm spending 2 during the rest.
Got it.
I'm at 120 currently.
I understand.
I second winded also, so.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh yeah, you healed for like 27 or something. Yeah, I remember that. That's right. Or 37 or something.
Take care. And okay, so 821.
Good.
Wow, that is literally the exact number to get me to full.
Nice. So now, now that you're missing hit die because you've done the short rest, right? You've used your weapon. You've spent the short. Now you can take some of those hit die that he's given. You can try to get them back. So the 2 hit die that you used, you can get those back. And then if you want to try for the weapon, you could flip a coin each if you want to. If you want to take 4 hit die, if Davis, because I don't think a lot of people are using.
Yeah, I don't think we really need a bunch.
Yeah, like.
I was gonna say, because I was gonna ask, is it like a debuff for as far as regaining hit die until you can get them recovered?
Yes.
Just because it.
Right now, the only way that I have that you clear it is that you just
Mhm.
flip the coin and then you can clear it. So you can potentially have a hit die taken away from you forever if you keep hitting heads or tails, right? It's not going to happen because of statistics,
Gotcha.
but potentially, yeah, you could always be missing some hit die to be able to spend. Like they're not reducing your hit points total, right? They're not an available resource for you.
Okay.
But
I'll roll.
yeah, go ahead.
I'll roll for them then. So here's the first one.
Okay, so no.
No.
And no.
No.
Okay, yeah. Cool. All right. Anything else with a short rest? I think that's.
I assume we're playing with for now. I can't just be like, yeah, try 2 more.
Yeah. Let's just do that for
Okay.
now. Just
Makes sense.
because you make the decision on who gets the hit dice like right at the end of the rest, right? And then he can use them at the end of the rest. So, okay, cool. That being said, the group that would have been 10 minutes. The group was coming back. You alerted them just for the ease of it. We'll say that you'll get here over the bond. Excuse me. We're at where we split up. We're coming down the stairs. Do we just follow the path?
Yeah, I think there's only one way you'll see it.
Perfect. All right.
Be on your right.
Okay. So you guys have a few minutes. Can I get a perception check from everybody while you guys were resting? As you guys are in the space?
Sure.
Or like at the end of the rest? Do.
There's not some bonus to that while I'm doing respite.
No, I think we took that
Yeah,
away.
okay.
I think we took
Okay,
it away.
because
There
yeah,
might
that's
be.
something. I'm looking. I don't see it.
Perception?
Aw, ow. You can always lucky it.
24.
24? Okay.
Oh yeah. Do I have
There.
any of those still? I have
30,
two.
30, 20. Again, I'm just
We
messing
can,
with
we can only
you.
go. We can only go up from here.
Hey, you say that and you roll another one.
All right.
Okay, so.
27.
Oh wow, we got 3 natural ones on this perception check.
I think I might use that lucky actually.
Damn, I want to punish y'all now. And like I didn't have. It's like
I rolled a 4. So it's I was up to a 15 now.
Okay, so you did use a lucky. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark off your
Why not?
lucky. Okay. So we got a 15, dirty 20, natural 1 for a 7, natural 1 for a 9, and a 23 for a rock. 24. Okay. So as you guys are kind of resting, 2 things. Sej, Al, and Rock, you will begin to hear like the echoing footfalls outside, kind of almost like you can almost hear like a winding footfalls descending down. Rock, as everyone's kind of focusing on that does notice, is resting and kind of some of you notice the sound, you just kind of look up. You see that where one of the holes in the wall are, you see just a little bit of debris, like dust kind of get pushed out, kind of plume out, and you swear you see like a figure escape and run or not escape, but avert your gaze and kind of retreat back into one of the holes up above.
Hey, anyone of you guys see that? I'm gonna immediately like run to. Can I? How high up is it? Can I reach it?
About 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Yeah.
See-
You can
what?
jump hella high. I don't remember what it is.
Fit
That's
through
true.
it? Can Pebble fit through it?
Oh, absolutely. Like these are big. These are person-sized holes. Like we're not talking about the little coin-sized holes at the bottom. We're talking about like up in the 30 feet, like halfway up. There's like where you noticed like the wall had crumbled and had crumbled inward, and you like almost saw like something was watching you guys, and then as it noticed that you noticed it, it like retreated back.
Yeah, I'm gonna just be like, "Hey guys, I'm going bird mode. Something was up there watching us. Eyes open, everyone."
So
and then I'm just back into Pebble and have her go.
Yeah, so you snap Pebble out of existence. So it takes a moment because Pebble's with the other group. So 6 seconds. You say this. You snap her back. She conjures in your space. You throw Pebble up, and she starts flying. She understands because of the telepathic bond with her. She flies.
As she's going, because I don't know what everything is, and she normally carries a little flower.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Light on that for her.
Yeah, it'll be a moment before you can put your consciousness into, or your vision through her. But yeah. So you get her, you apparate her, the light illuminates, and it now adds to the scarce light sources that you have in this space. And you see Pebble. She understands. She's like sprinting, dashing. She disappears in this dark, who knows, this dark opening. And as you put your vision, your eyes glaze over, and you're looking through Pebble's eyes. Thank God you had the light source, because it would have been black in here. She doesn't have dark vision, so it's actually really helping. And she's, you see this, you see the kind of winding tunnel that is very much dug out, and just for about 20, 30 feet or so, and she breaks out, and then you're back into the underground space of the city, and you, and Pebble. Well, go ahead and give me a perception check with Pebble. I think she gets advantage on whatever you have her stat sheet on your thing, if I remember right. Because she is an oxpecker.
Yes, she has advantage on perception checks and rely on sight.
Yep.
18 and a 4, 13, and what is perception? So that's 15. 15. Oh, no, sorry. She's got a +4, so
yeah.
17.
17. Oh, nice. Yeah, nice. Okay. So she's streaking, flying as fast as her little oxpepper form can take her, and she hears the footfalls and turns, and she sees a live form, bipedal, a whipping tail, and it's just running through the corridors, and she starts flying after him. She will catch it very quickly.
I don't know if that thing is armed or whatever. I don't want Pebble to just get wrecked, so she'll follow it, and I mean she's lit up, so it knows it's fine.
Yeah, and you see
at a distance where she's high up enough that just jump and grab her or anything like that.
There's in this space, as you're not controlling Pebble, right? Pebble's kind of flying. She's that, and there's not. It's like a corridor. There's maybe 10 feet of space as you're still underground, and you see it's basically you're back in another alleyway of what would have been the underground city. And as you're continuing to look, you see the individual look back as it notices the orb of light coming at it, and it has an elongated snout. It looks to have scaly skin, eyes that are slitted, and it sees Pebble and then just darts to the right and starts to just almost vanish. And Pebble continues following and kind of turns, and there it opens up to another portion of the underground cityscape where you guys were all the way back at the beginning. And it is buildings that have been kind of in disrepair and kind of crumbling over by the weight of the city on top of them. And go ahead and give me another perception check with Pebble as the person kind of the entity broke line of sight. Pebble's kind of trying to catch another glimpse of them.
18.
18. Yeah. This person can't hide because they're running. Pebble being so fast is able to flutter over, land for a second, look, and again sees the shadow kind of coming, illuminating from herself, and kind of catching the body, and sees the shadow of this bipedal entity kind of running, and is able to kind of keep up. And what's the telepathy range? Is it 100 feet? I can't remember on Find Familiar. We don't.
Yeah, excellent question.
Something is 100 feet and something is a mile, and I never remember which is which with the spell.
Within 100 feet is
Okay, so yeah, you can't reach out to her at this point. She's definitely fluttered beyond, but Pebble, not being stupid, Pebble is just gonna kind of, and you just see Pebble kind of following and kind of keeping a distance, and doing Pebble's best to keep up with whoever is zipping away.
Okay. I'll telepathy. Does that include like my what's my seeing through her range?
That's
100
what
feet,
I
right?
think is a mile, right? Let me read the spell. But go ahead and
Yeah,
interact.
he's gonna read it too.
It's been a while since we had to look. While the familiar is within 100 feet, you can communicate telepathically. Additionally, you can use your action to see through the creature's eyes.
I'm not saying anything about a mile. I think 100 feet.
Yeah, I don't either.
What am I getting a mile mixed up with? There's something
Yeah.
that's a mile. Yeah, I'm getting it
So
mixed
I've
up.
lost
Yeah.
contact completely. So as soon as that 100 before she's past 100 feet, I'll just okay, yeah. So I recognize that was like the bipedal with tail. Is that a lizard folk then, or did
I
I
will
recognize?
say with you because you care about the lizard folk enough. Yeah, it's a lizard folk.
Yeah, I'll just be like, hey, we were being watched by a lizard folk who kind of ran back to where we came into this place. Pebble's following. I don't know if we want to do anything with that, but I've lost contact with her just because she's far enough away. Things know we're down here, obviously.
We certainly created such a stir. I'm not surprised that something knows we're down here, but here's to hoping the lizard folk are friends and not foes.
They're friends. We'll be friends. Definitely be friends.
I mean, isn't
I mean, they're misunderstood people, but I mean, I don't, I don't take its running away as anything watching us, but it saw me see it, and then they spook easy. We've seen that.
I mean, isn't that where the thing that attacked us came from? Somewhere up there?
Was that where it was from, Adam?
The thing that attacked you, you don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
You're yeah.
That I'm not sure of. I just know that. I mean,
Yeah,
I
we don't
just
have
happened to catch a glimpse of it. So we could go that way, but that's back. Or if we keep going, I mean, there's got to be a teleportation room here somewhere, right? That's why we're down here. I don't know if chasing
No.
random lizard folk gets us much. Pebble will be okay. Pebble better be okay. Maybe I should check on Pebble. And Rock just starts pacing back and forth.
But no, there doesn't have to be a
Go for it.
teleportation room.
Follow Pebble.
It could all be made up, but you know what? We're still gonna check. We're gonna look. I know Hal really wants this, and it's gonna help. So we're gonna look. We gotta be prepared in case there maybe isn't one.
We've come all
Well,
this way. There's no reason to stop now. You know?
it would be pretty silly to have a big fake teleportation circle for somewhere where there isn't one, because then how long until people are like, well, yeah, there's that trap circle down there, but nothing that actually is useful.
How
There's got
many
to be a
do you
real one
think lived
somewhere.
through it?
I've had some real spiteful people in my days, and you're surprised the kind of things, the kind of links they get through.
I mean, yeah, I've dealt with people who set traps basically as elaborate as this in the past.
But
Like,
I do believe if we keep at this for just long enough, the idea is just to make the entire trip shorter once we head out west. So
yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Sorry.
if we can't find anything within X amount of time, a couple days maybe, then I think that's our deadline to give up and head out. But
Let's say Davis's head kind of like cocks when you say a couple days. Like, okay.
I mean, 7 days, like in a snap. Think about it. Think about it. The prize is so nice if we can figure it out. But I don't want to sleep down here, so
Definitely
take
not.
we'll take the leisure in between.
As you guys are having a discussion, you hear the footsteps, and you hear boom, 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 boom on the door.
That sounds like Dragnar.
It's us.
Yeah.
That's a Dragnar knock if I've ever heard one.
And over the bond, he's like,
Whitlaw?
yeah. You, gonna, do I open the door or are you still
Oh, no,
afraid?
don't open it. Well, I don't know. Does he open it? I don't, right? That's not a good idea.
Think
Why wouldn't it?
so?
The crank is when we first felt the big gust of wind, but then there were other gusts after that.
It was when you interacted with the circle, right? Unless it was just on a timer.
That,
Door bad.
We open the door and we leave, and if it shuts again, and we, you know, I
Well, we're
guess
done with this place.
are we? We're either leaving out the door or we're leaving out the hole, and
Yeah, and I want to go down that hallway that we haven't down yet. So I think we gotta go door. Just let's, careful. All at once.
Just
Move quick.
James will pace backwards slowly into the nearby walls and be like, sure, open up the door over the bond.
okay. He's like, and you hear him over the bond. Found the panel. And he's gonna go 3, 2. He doesn't go all the way down to 1. And you hear the cranking of the lever.
3, 2, click.
Yeah, 3, 2. And the door.
Sej visibly winces when it clicks.
Yeah. And you're waiting. And the door, gusts, or not gusts opens. Gust is the wrong word, sorry. The door opens. Let's
Alice lost
see.
control of his breathing and he's kind of
Yeah,
running his eyes around.
As soon as the door opens, Davis is gonna start like moving over to it fast.
I'll just sidle as fast as I can.
Got you. There is no of wind. You see the blue pulse trickle through the floors now that you guys are in here, and it travels along the veins to beyond the wall where the 5 little circular holes are at the bottom. But there's no gusting wind. You guys rush out.
Go, go.
Does anyone have a nail or something I can jam into the
Yeah.
wall?
Where by the way, let's go.
Yeah, we have a climber. I have a climber's kit with pitons.
Okay, I'll grab
let's
one of
get
those from you.
I was gonna
And
say
I'm gonna
let's
just
get out
quickly
first and see if
rip
it
it.
closes automatically. We can fill the holes later if the door doesn't snap shut. You don't want to be stuck back here alone.
What's Rock doing? Sorry.
Just gonna quickly write up. Says danger in room ahead.
Oh, like on the
Do
side
not
of the wall?
enter.
Okay.
Yeah, and just specify the door.
On the outside.
Just saying, fake teleportation circle is trapped. Nothing to see in this room other than death.
Jeez.
Signed the Crass Menagerie.
XOXO.
And I'm gonna add
So-
double piton to my inventory.
And then, on the wall. Just right by the door, I'll pin it on the wall.
Okay. Takes a little bit to actually, but you get that. Yeah. So you all rush out. Door stays open. There's no gust of wind. Rock is
That's interesting.
scratching into the wall. Dragnar's like, you guys had fun without me, huh?
Room sucks. I'm gonna
I mean,
walk up
it's
past
not
him.
like we meant to, right? I
Yeah.
almost died.
Is
You
there
should have seen him. It was brave.
is there any really heavy, full-on blocks of stone?
That are loose or something?
Yeah, like rubble or whatever. Obviously not necessarily the size.
Sure. You know what? Yeah.
Big enough that I could underhand heave toss into the center of that circle from the door.
There would be back inside where the wall had crumbled in. So you can grab a stone if you want to. You're strong. I'm gonna say you're strong enough. I mean, you can give me an athletics check to throw it. Depending on how far back you want to be. If they're big stones, they're heavy. But
So basically what I'm trying to
try
test
to activate it.
just to see, is this a simple pressure trap with a very complex kill you mechanic added?
Sure.
Or was it specifically because he was trying to do magic-y stuff?
Understood.
to the circle. So yeah, I'll go back and stand in the doorway.
Okay.
And then
just
give it.
give me a good
it
old.
One, two.
Oh, natural 20. You just see Dragnar and Davis's jaws. I don't know. Real sign of strength. One-handed. Just
I won't even show
35.
off with it. I'll use two hands because it's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
heaviest stone I can do.
Yeah.
It's more, rather than looking impressive, it's just
How
about
effortless it is.
accuracy.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Woo.
oh
How did
man,
you do that?
I
Davis
should.
visibly just drops his glaive and like throws up his hands, just like, what the fuck, man?
And the glaive disappears.
And just melts away. Yeah,
Yeah.
just melts away. It's just like, God
Don't
damn.
worry, don't worry. You teleport us all the way to like a mountain.
Yeah, that's, you know what? I did do that.
Al just
Yeah.
has no concept with how heavy that shit is. He's like, what could it be? 50 pounds?
Yeah. Where it's multiple hundred
What could a
pounds.
banana cost, Michael? $10?
Yeah, but no, yeah, the fact that it's so effortless, like Karos, like you're like, you're planning like, all right, I gotta get something kind of heavy, kind of get this. You're like, oh, this is heavy when you pick it up, and you kind of walk to the door, and you're like, this is gonna be just, and it lands, and it's like one of those ones where it doesn't even hop. It just like it's like a perfect. And the reason that the group is impressed because they see the little dust cloud that it carries out, and they feel the little impact, and it doesn't move. No gust of wind. I will say because I'm going to be very nice. So because it's a natural 20 and you're trying to figure it out, I'll say that bleeds into like all you're trying to figure out. You guys ascertain that this entity was imprisoned in here with the soul imprisoned or set to a purpose and locked in this room to kill whoever was looking for the circle. And you saw how effective it was if it was just a lone wizard or someone trying to find it. The thing wasn't durable, but you understand the thing's not durable because you're not supposed to be able to see it. You're not supposed to be able to find it. It's just supposed to just eliminate you. And the gusts of wind it's moving around you guys the entire time, waiting for you guys to do something you weren't supposed to do. The moment you interacted with the thing, its purpose was to defend the thing, and in this case, it was a fake thing. So all those gusts of wind was it ran out of the room, looked who was out there, ran back into the room, and was just kind of darting around you guys, waiting for you guys to do something stupid.
I'll give credit to whoever these old people were. It's like that's pretty considerate. I feel like you have the power and means to set an eternal assassin guard to kill people, and then you specifically go out of your way to be like, no, just don't just kill everyone. Like, just kill the ones that fuck with the little circle. That's actually.
Well,
I'm impressed a little bit.
The reason for it, and I will tell you this, and I will again because I kind of our discussion about you being kind of Sherlock Holmesy, and I don't know how to depict this without just telling you. The idea that you formulate in your head is because of this. If someone were to find the circle but they didn't have the means to utilize it, they would then share the use of the circle, and someone that did have means to utilize it would come, and then that thing would kill the person that had the means to use it, and that'd be one less person that could possibly use the circle in the future if there was a real circle.
Yo.
Yeah, wizards are fucked up, okay?
Yeah, we know.
Hi guys.
Wizards.
Like, they...
We're aware.
Yes. So, it is purposefully set up that way.
Are you appreciating the thing that tried to kill us?
Not the thing. I mean, it was impressive. It's more the it's more the thought. I've seen tons of traps and things like that in my time, and most people just all the thoughts in just killing, but then they end up getting got anyway, because what they didn't realize is when they set up the spike trap in front of their cave lair, that maybe a bear or something's gonna walk across it, fall in first, so that the people who are looking for him just kind of, oh, hey, there's traps. I guess I'll be careful. This is some foresight going into this. It's
A wizard's foresight. That ghost didn't have pockets, did it?
I mean,
Sadly,
Look,
no,
make it
it
me.
doesn't. Sadly, it doesn't. So,
I think I knew the answer when asking. I'm just kind of disappointed instead of impressed.
The trap did its job pretty well. I just sort of want to. Just don't want that to happen anymore. We gotta
Yeah, I
take
mean,
second chances.
there's a lot of people skeptical in this area about magic at all, and that was specifically designed to entrap magic users. And the subtle magic that led us there was specific, where we could find magic ourselves. It wouldn't be found other than by somebody who could.
yeah.
Right,
That
right.
is kind of scary, whoever we're dealing with. Maybe they're from a bygone time. Maybe they've already passed, you know? Weird.
could be.
Very possible.
Let's get fighting.
With a half smile. On to the next one.
On that word, I use a light cantrip on my dagger again and turn the light back on. Well, assuming that it wasn't already on.
Yeah, understood. Ragnar was like, Sahid just like, well, Davis, you were going to say something, right? Sorry. Go ahead.
I just said let's get fighting.
Sahid will say, how much time do we have with the bond? Do we need to?
Oh yeah, it's probably about to run out,
It's
right?
it's very useful, actually.
I can refresh it if I'm doing that. Hey Al, do you want to dry us all off?
With pleasure, and he'll pull out the lute and
Yeah.
kind of muted, with the acoustics in the hallway are kind of off, and you don't want to anger any more invisible assailants. But he'll definitely slowly walk around the group as they're talking, drying them off.
Very well. That'll give enough time. We'll quick play it. Dragnar will say, when he's caught up with, yeah, there we ran into another portion of town where it just splintered to, I guess, like another. I mean, it would have been, I guess, living spaces and temples. Uh,
Oh,
but
hey, Jared,
underground, yeah.
when nightfall comes, I mean, this whole place is just like it's the land of shadows, right? And that's what you
A lot of secrets.
talk to. So you think you could maybe ask so this thing was a fake. Do you think we could maybe ask them for help and see if they know of any real one? And then there was this whole story about a 11 power wizard thing jumping around. I don't know if that helps, but it's about finding the real one. Like, do we know if there is a real one, or could we? Because that's something you could do.
I mean, yeah. Shadows hold secrets, right? Well,
You say that, yeah, sure.
I'm still figuring this stuff out too, man.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll give it a go. I mean,
Yeah, when the time comes. I have no idea what time it is. I don't think it's
it's
that
not
late
that
yet.
late. Yeah, I mean, it was daylight when we were just outside in the courtyard or in the
Yeah, it's
underground.
like early afternoon, I would guess.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's find ourselves. Let's see if we can get lucky and either find ourselves some more lizards or find ourselves some teleportation
Lizards or
circles.
lizards?
Wizards or lizards, and that is the name of the episode. There we go. That's a good one. What is it? My lizard wizard casts blizzard. I think that's.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Surprisingly, these guys are good at keeping up. So we'll go first. They all follow. He would have also had a short rest because. Oh no, he wouldn't. No, yeah, Dragnar, Sahid, and the two root guards would not have had a short rest. Okay.
No, yeah, that was not while they were there.
Yeah. He's got 2 key left, 3 key left. He's got 3 key left.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't actually know because
Because
my notes are on my PC though.
he did pass without a trace twice,
Okay.
so he's
And
got 3 key left because there's been no fighting for him.
Okay. And yeah, he's got 3, right?
Yeah,
He's
3
got
key.
7 key. Yeah, so he
Yeah,
has
yeah,
3 key.
3 key
Gotcha.
left. So he'll say, "We going? Do we know where we're going, or are we going slow? What's the plan?"
We don't have any exacts, I don't think.
Got it. So
Pull out Han and say, maybe a little more explorative. This door here was hidden. It was kind of covered by some dust when we first found it, I believe.
Yeah.
So at least keep an eye out.
okay. All right. So we'll just go at normal. Okay. So kind of squints his eyes at the light coming off of Sedge's dagger and kind of takes the lead.
Sorry.
You're good. You guys start walking. So it'll be Dragnar, Zahid, David, and Maggie behind, with the menagerie in tow, heading down. And as you do, the corridors continue to be, well, the immediate corridor that you travel down is that same nicely cut marble-like stone. However, the one key difference is that there is none of that cold iron filament. It's just, standard mortar or grout or whatever that's holding the stones together. As you travel down a ways, it does, uh, it almost, how do I want to put it? So you corkscrewed your way down, and then you see that there's another set of switchbacks that start to go their way up. And as you go up the way, for the sake of visual, I don't. I'll say, you have enough smart individuals here. It's almost like it's like a double helix of the stairs. So one set of stairs goes down, the other set of stairs goes up. And they're not stairs, alleyway, whatever, how you want to do it, switchbacks. So you're kind of walking on the other side of where you were. And as you get to that part of the tunnel, Rock, you guys get, about 30 feet up, and you see essentially the hole that Pebble came through and flew into the other hole that led into possibly where Pebble went. And then the stairways keep going up. I keep saying stairway. It's not a stairway. The incline keeps going up.
And that's the way Pebble went?
Yeah, so to do a very, very crude picture, let me get on a background that has a lot less detail. So we'll go back to the Whitlaw, and I'll move you guys here, like towards the bottom. And let me draw. So very, very crude pictures, right? Boop, boop. So this would be the 60-foot room of death, right? That you guys went in. And this would be where the teleportation circle was at the bottom. Let me get freehand. So there would have been a, I hate how it changes colors every time I switch tools. Sorry about that. So actually I will do different color. So the blue path is what you guys took. So you guys came down this path, and then on your way up here, you guys kind of went on like spiraling switchbacks, right? That went like this, and like this. And that led to the T junction where you made your way down here. You guys are now traveling this way, and then it switched back, and it's like you're around the other side, And theoretically, it might lead back up here. But right in this spot, where I'm going to do an X, let's get color, right here, is where there was the crumbling of the wall. And then there's more crumbling on another wall, and this is where Pebble went. So Pebble flew from up here, and is out here now. Does that help?
Mm-hmm. For sure, yeah. I didn't realize that was part of the other side of the switchback.
Any questions?
Other half of the counter
Yeah,
helix.
so just like it's helix. It's hard to draw a helix in a 2D space, but I did my best. So
We should be playing this in Second Life for the metaverse.
So you kind of come upon where there's crumbled, stonework. There's a dark chasm, like a dark hole, and then on the other side there's another dark hole crumbling and rock. Just because you've been through Pebble's eyes here, you realize that this is where Pebble shot through. And if you go on the other side of this outside wall hole, there's gonna be another set of city. And again, you don't have to take it. I'm just letting you know that's what you guys run across.
Yeah, guys, I'm gonna go that way. Pebble that way. We should probably follow the. But I don't want to leave Pebble behind because when the light runs out, it's gonna be dark down here. She'll be lost. I'm just gonna. And I'm gonna see. Can I fit through? Can I make a?
Yes, it is. It's
crumbled enough.
It's crumbled enough. I'd say tight squeeze because you are a larger person, but you're still a medium creature. So yeah, you just kind of move your way through, and then immediately as you move your way,
size hole.
Essentially, yeah, it does very quickly. Like you get to the point and and you drop down and you kind of slide, like you lose your footing and you slide a good 10 feet and you land. And you're in a darker. Oh, well, you have your light spell. Oh no, you don't, because Pebble has it. So you see you see just a little bit of the light coming from Sej, and you are basically in what was the same kind of run-down older portion of city, not this marble-like, well-constructed death tower.
Do I see Pebble? Because she would be glowing if she was still around. Do I see a light
Not
anywhere?
yet. Well, let's see, because they ran and Pebble went that way. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give it to you. You see like the faintest little ink of light, but it seems very far away. And like across, because you saw through Pebble's eyes, like another portion, like another square or another segment of multiple blocks of city under here. So yeah, you see her.
Hey, whoever happens to be beside me, like, hey, I think that's Pebble.
No one's beside you as they're all up there, so you kind of look up.
Yeah, I see Pebble, guys. I'm just gonna go see. The lizard folks at Pebble. I'll be fine.
A thumbs up from really far away.
Well, not too far.
Follow.
I'm
slide down.
Sure, I can follow.
Why?
It's
against my religion.
Sorry, I said why.
I'm looking at everybody.
Yeah.
I'm looking at everybody nervously. I'm like, it's a tight fit. I know. I just saw Rock get in there, and I think his shell is larger than me. I'll come up the rear.
One way to find out.
All right, Dragnar, Dragnar and Maggie and Sahid and all them follow. So.
Oh, it's a full team party then.
No one wants to split up, Rock. Okay.
Nah, that's fine. I'll just get my bird back and
I'm a bit scared, but I want to meet the lizard people.
Yeah.
That's fair. I do too. I like them.
Okay.
All right, where we go then?
So it is it's not difficult, right? It's a big enough space. Says you bring up the rear, kind of being conscious of the space, and you are able to duck and kind of squeeze and kind of turn a little bit to the side and step. And then as you're like all happy that you get through, you forget that there's a 10-foot ramp down and start sliding. Go ahead and give me a dex check. Or dex save. Yeah.
Ooh, not bad.
Oh.
Dex save. 17.
Yeah, you're fine. You're like, and you just like catch yourself and you kind of stumble forward like 3 steps, but then right yourself. Nothing happened. You're good.
I catch Rock's shell on the way down and almost fall, but I save myself.
There you go. So now you are back to, you're outside of, you're no longer in like the neater marble style corridors. You are back to what we had down here, where it's like the old forgotten city portion. And Rock, you have an idea of where to go. You didn't watch the path that Pebble took, but you definitely have an idea of where to go. And here, we'll go ahead and take our first break. It's 10:30, or just about 10:30.
And
All right.
stop
All right.
recording.
So okay, 1 second. Now I gotta do this. So I go to OBS.
Yeah,
I
so
hit.
Most
on the
important part.
left-hand scene, change the.
Oh yes, I need to.
Change it to loading, and then change the thing to be back at X. And you have to change the text.
Gotcha. So I can do stop recording first, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, stop recording.